How to spot a liar. Have you ever wondered how many lies you hear every single day? Some people say the average person hears or tells up to 200 lies a day. Maybe that sounds too high, but think about it. People lie when they say they are fine when they are not. They lie when they say they will start tomorrow, but they know they won't. And sometimes they lie to protect themselves or to trick you. Now imagine this. What if you could tell when someone is lying to you? What if you could see behind their mask and hear what their words really mean? It could save you from heartbreak, betrayal, and disappointment. It could make you wiser, stronger, and safer. In this video, I will help you learn how to spot a liar. Not so you can judge everyone around you, but so you can protect your energy, your trust, and your life. Let's begin this journey together. I promise you, once you know these signs, you will never see conversations the same way again. The story of Ethan, a lesson in truth. Let me tell you the story of a man named Ethan. Ethan was the kind of person everyone liked to be around. He smiled easily, listened carefully, and believed the best about people. He grew up thinking that if you were good to others, they would be good to you in return. And for a long time, this kindness made Ethan feel proud of who he was. He helped his friends when they were in trouble, supported his family, and trusted that most people in this world meant well. But life taught Ethan some hard lessons. Over the years, he met people who took advantage of his kindness. They told him stories that weren't true, made promises they never kept, and borrowed things they never planned to return. Each time Ethan forgave them, he thought maybe they had a good reason or maybe they had just made a mistake. But the truth was, some people saw Ethan's kindness as weakness, and they used it to get what they wanted. One day, Ethan met a man named Kyle. Kyle was different, or so Ethan thought. Kyle dressed well, spoke with confidence, and seemed to know so much about business. He painted a picture of success so bright that even the cautious part of Ethan wanted to believe. Kyle promised Ethan that if he invested his savings, he would see quick profits, maybe even enough money to change his life forever. Ethan had doubts, but Kyle always had an answer that sounded right. Ethan wanted to believe, and so he did. At first, everything seemed to go as Kyle had promised. Kyle shared updates full of big words and business talk, and Ethan nodded, pretending to understand. Weeks passed, then months. Ethan kept asking, "When will I see the results?" And Kyle always said, "Soon. Just wait a little longer." Ethan waited, trusted, and even gave Kyle more money because he didn't want to miss out on the big success Kyle kept talking about. But in the end, Ethan realized the truth the hard way. The success Kyle promised was only words. The profits were lies. Kyle had taken almost everything Ethan had worked for. Heartbroken and angry, Ethan stayed up many nights asking himself the same painful questions. How did I not see it? Why didn't I listen to my doubts? How could I be so blind? Ethan realized that his mistake wasn't kindness itself. His mistake was trusting blindly without looking for the signs. His heart had warned him, but he had ignored it because he wanted to believe in the dream Kyle had sold him. Ethan decided he never wanted to be fooled again. Instead of letting anger and shame take over his life, he chose to learn. He read books on human behavior, watched experts who taught how to read body language, and studied the patterns of people who lie. Slowly, he began to see the signs he had missed before. Nervous gestures, stories with too many details, and words that sounded practiced instead of real. Now, I want to share with you the same lessons Ethan learned. These signs are simple but powerful. They can help you protect your trust, your time, and your heart from people who don't deserve them. Remember, it's not about becoming hard and cold. It's about staying kind but wise, just like Ethan learned to do. Why do people lie? Before we learn how to spot a liar, it is important to understand why people lie in the first place. People do not all lie for the same reasons, and not every lie is the same. Some lies are told out of fear. Imagine a child who breaks a glass at home. The child might lie and say, "It wasn't me," because they are scared of being punished. Fear can make even honest people say things that are not true. Other lies are told to protect someone's feelings. These are often called white lies. For example, if your friend cooks you dinner and asks, "Did you like it?" you might say yes, even if it wasn't very good. You say this because you don't want to hurt your friend's feelings. White lies are usually small, and they come from kindness, not from a bad heart. But there are also lies that come from selfishness or greed. Some people lie because they want something from you. They might want your money, your time, your trust, or even your love. They know the truth might not help them get what they want, so they choose to lie instead. These lies can be very dangerous because they are often planned and repeated. The person lying might practice what to say, hide evidence, and even lie to other people to keep their story alive. Sometimes, people lie to make themselves look better. They might lie about their achievements, their past, or their skills to impress others. These lies can also hurt, especially when you discover that the person you trusted was not who they said they were. Lies like this can damage friendships, family bonds, and even careers. Not all lies sound loud and obvious. Some lies come in the form of silence or half-truths. For example, someone might not tell you the whole story or leave out important facts so that you see things differently. This is still lying, even if no direct lie was spoken. It's important to remember that while lying is common, not everyone you meet is a liar. People make mistakes, feel pressured, or act out of fear. But there are also people who lie often and without guilt. These people can steal your peace, your money, and your trust if you do not see through them. So, to protect ourselves and those we care about, we need to learn the signs of lying. Knowing why people lie helps us see the difference between a harmless white lie and a lie that can truly hurt us. Now let's look at how to see through the words and actions to find the truth hiding underneath. Sign 1. Watch their eyes. The eyes can tell you more than words ever will. Many people who lie become very good with words. They know what to say and how to say it. They plan their stories and practice them so that they sound believable. But even the best liar can forget to control their eyes. The eyes, often called the windows to the soul, can reveal what the mouth tries to hide. One of the most common signs of lying is when someone avoids eye contact. Imagine you ask someone a direct question like, "Did you break this?" If that person suddenly looks away, looks down at the floor, or starts blinking quickly, it could mean they feel nervous or uncomfortable telling you the truth. They look away because facing your eyes makes them feel exposed, like you might see the truth they are trying to hide. However, it's not always that simple. Some liars know that people expect them to look away when they lie, so they do the opposite. They stare directly into your eyes, sometimes without blinking, trying to convince you they have nothing to hide. This kind of stare doesn't feel natural. It feels forced, like they are trying too hard. You might notice that their eyes look hard, cold, or strangely empty while they speak. Instead of feeling connected, you feel a sense of discomfort or even fear. Honest people, on the other hand, have eyes that move naturally. They look at you when they talk, but also look away when they think or remember something. Their eye contact feels relaxed and warm, not like a performance. They do not need to force their gaze because they have nothing to hide. Another thing to notice is if someone's eyes don't match their words. For example, someone might say yes, but shake their head slightly as if saying no. Or they might say something sad, but their eyes don't look sad at all. This mismatch between words and eyes can be a sign that something is not true. Watching someone's eyes is not about staring or trying to catch them. It's about being present and really paying attention. Notice if their gaze feels too strong, too weak, or completely unnatural. Notice if they look away at the exact moment you ask something important. So, when you have a conversation with someone and want to know if they are telling the truth, don't just listen to their words. Watch their eyes carefully. Often, the truth does not come out of the mouth first. It shows itself quietly in the eyes. The more you practice noticing these small signs, the better you will become at seeing beyond words and finding what is real. Sign 2. Listen to their words. When someone lies, their words often carry the clues you need to see through them. Words can be powerful tools, but they can also reveal what someone truly feels inside. One of the most common signs of lying is when a person gives you too many unnecessary details. For example, imagine you ask someone, "Where were you last night?" And instead of simply saying, "I was at home watching a movie," they start telling you, "Oh, I got home at exactly 6:35 p.m. Then I made chicken with rice, watched TV for exactly 45 minutes, then called my mom for 12 minutes, then read a book, and finally went to sleep at 9:15 p.m. That answer sounds too perfect, too practiced, and too detailed to feel natural. Why do liars do this? Because they often prepare a story in their mind before they speak. They think that adding extra details will make them sound more honest. But in real life, people usually don't remember every small thing they did, especially not the exact times. When someone's story feels like a perfectly memorized script, it's a sign that it might not be true. Another interesting thing to notice is the kind of words people use when they lie. Sometimes liars use distancing language. Instead of saying "my wife," they might say "that woman." Instead of "my phone," they might say "that thing." Why? Because it helps them feel less emotionally connected to what they are lying about. It's like they are trying to step back from the truth in their words, so that it feels less real to them and to you. Also, notice if someone repeats your question before they answer it. For example, you ask, "Did you take my money?" And they say, "Did I take your money?" "No, I didn't take your money." Repeating your question gives them a few more seconds to think and prepare a lie. Honest people usually answer right away because they don't need to invent anything. They simply tell you what really happened. Sometimes, you might hear stories that sound too empty instead of too detailed. Liars might give very short answers to hide details they are afraid might reveal the truth. They might say, "I was just out," without saying where, who they were with, or what they did. So when you listen to someone, don't just hear the words. Listen for how they say them. Do the words come quickly and naturally? Or do they sound forced, too perfect, or strangely empty? A liar's story often feels either too polished or too incomplete. Both can be clues. The more you pay attention to these small signs, the better you become at hearing the truth behind the words people speak. Sign 3. Watch their body language. They say actions speak louder than words. And when it comes to spotting a liar, this is very true. Our words can be carefully chosen to trick or persuade others, but our body often tells the truth without us even realizing it. When someone lies, they feel a kind of stress or pressure inside. Even if they control their words, that stress often leaks out through small, unconscious movements. One common sign to watch for is self-soothing gestures. Liars often touch their face without realizing it. They might scratch their nose, rub the back of their neck, cover their mouth, or touch their ears. These little movements happen because the body feels uncomfortable hiding the truth, and these actions help reduce stress for a moment. You may notice these signs appear exactly at the moment they tell the lie or when you ask them a direct question. Another clue is when someone's body language doesn't match their words. For example, imagine someone says yes, but while saying it, their head shakes slightly as if saying no. or they say no, but their head nods yes. This mismatch shows that the mind and body are not working together because the mind knows the truth, and the body is trying to express it, even if the person doesn't realize it. Fidgeting is another sign that someone might be lying. Liars may tap their fingers, bounce their legs, shift from side to side, or play with objects like a pen or a piece of jewelry. These actions are a way to release nervous energy because deep inside, they know the truth is fighting to come out. Honest people usually appear calmer and their movements feel natural, not forced or restless. Also, pay attention to posture. Someone telling the truth usually faces you openly, while a liar might turn slightly away or cross their arms. This can be a sign that they feel defensive or want to protect themselves. Their body is literally closing off because they feel vulnerable about the lie. Next time you suspect someone might not be telling the truth, don't just listen to what they say. Take a moment to quietly observe how they sit, stand, and move. Do they suddenly look uncomfortable? Do they touch their face at the key moment? Do they look like they want to hide or run away? Remember, the body often speaks more honestly than words ever could. With practice, you can learn to see these small but powerful signs. It's like learning a new language, a language that everyone speaks without even knowing it. And once you start noticing these signs, you will begin to hear the truth that words alone can't hide. Sign 4, notice the delay. One of the simplest yet most powerful signs that someone might be lying is the delay that happens before they answer. The truth doesn't need time to be invented. It already exists in our memory. For example, if someone asks you, "Where is your phone?" you don't need to pause and think. You immediately know where it is because it's real. But when someone lies, they have to create something new in their mind. They have to decide what to say, how to say it, and how to make it sound believable. This process often takes a moment, and that moment of silence can reveal a lot. Imagine asking someone, "Did you break this?" and watching as they look up at the ceiling, blink several times, or repeat your question saying, "Did I break this?" "No, I didn't." That pause, even if it's only a few seconds, is often the time they spend inventing the lie. Honest answers usually come quickly and naturally because the person is simply remembering something real, not making up something false. But it's not always the delay itself that matters, it's the reason behind it. Sometimes a liar has already prepared their answer in advance because they knew you might ask. When this happens, instead of hesitating, they may answer too quickly. Their response might sound sharp, automatic, or almost too perfect, as if they pressed play on a recording. For example, if you ask, "Where were you last night?" and they instantly say, "I was home watching TV." Without even thinking, it can sound suspicious. It feels rehearsed, not real. These two extremes, a noticeable pause or an unnaturally fast reply, are both red flags. They show the person isn't answering in the way someone usually does when they simply tell the truth. Honest speech feels relaxed and natural. It isn't rushed, and it doesn't come with long pauses at strange moments. It's also useful to pay attention to what happens immediately after their answer. Do they sigh with relief, quickly change the subject, or seem eager to end the conversation? These small signs can also reveal the stress they feel about lying. Sometimes, after the delay and the lie, the person might look away, fidget, or act strangely quiet. The next time you suspect someone might not be telling the truth, ask a direct question and watch carefully. Notice how quickly or slowly they answer. Notice if their answer sounds fresh and natural or if it feels practiced and empty. The difference is often very clear when you know what to look for. Remember, the truth doesn't need to be built. It's already there, waiting to be told. Lies, on the other hand, need time and planning. That small delay or that rehearsed quick answer can tell you far more than words alone ever could. With practice, you'll get better and better at noticing these signs and seeing what truly lies beneath. Sign 5, see how they react when caught. Sometimes the clearest way to spot a liar is not to watch what they say first, but to see what they do when you calmly question them. Imagine you notice something doesn't match up in their story. Maybe yesterday they said they were at home, but today they say they were out with a friend. If you gently say, "That's not what you said yesterday," pay close attention to how they react next. An honest person might look surprised, but they won't panic. They might say something like, "Oh, you're right, I must have said it wrong," or, "I forgot to mention I went out for a short while." Their voice usually stays calm, and they try to explain what really happened. Even if they feel embarrassed or worried about looking forgetful, they don't feel the need to attack you. Their reaction feels natural and open, as if they are willing to clear up the confusion because they know the truth will support them. A liar, however, often shows a very different reaction. Being caught, even gently, feels dangerous to them because it threatens to reveal their lie. That fear can come out as anger or defensiveness. They might raise their voice and say things like, "Why are you questioning me?" or, "I can't believe you don't trust me." Instead of calmly explaining, they might try to make you feel guilty for even asking. This is a way to change the topic and shift the blame back onto you. Some liars might laugh it off, acting as though it's silly or unimportant. They might say, "Oh, you're thinking too much," or, "It doesn't matter." They do this to make you feel like you're overreacting, so you stop asking questions. Others might quickly change the topic, hoping you'll forget what you just noticed. In some cases, liars even tell more lies to cover the first one. You might see them quickly invent new details or change the story again, hoping that the new version sounds more believable. But each added lie makes the story more complicated and harder for them to keep straight over time. What matters most to notice is the strength and speed of their reaction. When someone reacts too strongly, too quickly, or tries to attack you for asking a simple question, it's often a sign they feel cornered by the truth. Remember this simple idea. Truth does not fear questions. An honest person might feel annoyed or surprised, but they won't feel threatened because they know the facts are on their side. So, next time something feels off, ask calmly and watch what happens. A truthful person will try to help you understand. A liar, on the other hand, will often do anything to stop you from asking more. This reaction itself can reveal more than words ever could, and once you see it, it becomes easier to protect yourself from being fooled again. Trust your gut. Now that you know these signs to spot a liar, I want to share with you what might be the most powerful lesson of all. Trust your gut. This might sound simple, but it can protect you more than anything else. Sometimes your mind wants to believe someone because they look kind, speak well, or say all the right words. You might tell yourself, "Maybe I'm just overthinking," or, "I shouldn't judge them so quickly." But deep inside, you feel something different. Your chest feels tight when they speak. Your stomach feels heavy, or you feel strangely tired after spending time with them. That quiet feeling inside is your gut trying to speak to you. It doesn't use words or logic. It communicates through feelings. A sudden discomfort, a quiet worry, or an uneasy sense that something just isn't right. Many people ignore this inner warning because it doesn't sound as loud as words or as clear as evidence. But over and over, people discover too late that their gut was right from the beginning. Your gut, or intuition, comes from your past experiences, your senses, and your heart. It picks up on tiny details you might not consciously notice. A fake smile, a forced laugh, or the way someone's story changes by just a little bit. Even if your mind doesn't catch it, your body feels it. That strange tightness or sudden tiredness is your body's quiet way of saying, be careful. Something doesn't feel true. Think of times in your life when you ignored that feeling. Maybe you trusted someone who later hurt you or let you down. Looking back, you might remember that you felt uneasy at first, but told yourself it was nothing. Your mind wanted to believe them, but your gut already knew. Trusting your gut doesn't mean you have to be rude or unkind. It simply means you listen to yourself first. If someone's words sound sweet but you feel anxious around them, take a step back. If their story makes sense but something inside feels wrong, don't rush to trust. Give yourself time to observe more, ask more questions, or even quietly distance yourself if you need to. Your gut is like an old, wise friend who sees beyond masks and pretty words. It knows the difference between truth and lies, even when your eyes and ears are fooled. When you learn to listen to it, you become stronger and safer. So remember, out of all the signs and lessons, never ignore that quiet voice inside. It often knows the truth long before your mind does. Trust it. It's there to protect you. But don't become paranoid. Learning how to spot a liar is a powerful skill, but it's important to remember that this knowledge is not meant to make you suspicious of everyone around you. The goal is not to live your life in fear or to see lies in every word people say. Life becomes very heavy when you start to doubt every friend, every family member, and every stranger you meet. Instead, this skill should help you protect yourself without losing your kindness and trust in good people. Sometimes people avoid eye contact because they feel shy or anxious, not because they are hiding something. A person might pause before answering, not to invent a lie, but because they are nervous, tired, or simply thinking carefully about what to say. Human beings are complex, and we all have moments when our words or body language do not look perfect. That is why the most important rule is to look for patterns, not just one single sign. One sign alone, a pause, a fidget, or a glance away, doesn't mean someone is lying. But if you notice many signs happening together again and again, that's when you should pay more attention. For example, if someone avoids eye contact, adds too many details, becomes defensive when questioned, and shows body language that doesn't match their words, it becomes much more likely that they might not be telling the truth. It's also important to check your own feelings before you judge. Are you feeling unusually anxious that day? Are you bringing past pain or fear into the present? Sometimes we see lies not because they are really there, but because we expect them to be. That is why it helps to slow down, breathe, and watch calmly instead of reacting too quickly. Remember, the real purpose of spotting lies is not to catch people and punish them. It is to protect yourself from people who might harm your trust, your heart, or your life. It is a quiet strength you carry inside, so you can see clearly and make wiser choices. Use it to keep your heart safe, not to build walls around it. Stay kind, but stay sharp. Be open to people, but keep your eyes and ears awake. Be like a tree. Soft leaves that move gently with the wind, but deep, strong roots that keep you grounded no matter what storms come. In this way, you can live with trust and love, without letting lies take away your peace. This balance is what makes you strong, wise, and beautifully human. Why this matters for your life. Some people believe that learning how to spot a liar is a negative thing. They might say, why not just trust everyone? Trust is good, and it brings people together. And yes, trust is very important. It helps us build friendships, love, and community. But trust is also like money. It is valuable and must be handled carefully. If you give it away too easily, it can be wasted or stolen. But if you protect it, trust can grow stronger and become more meaningful over time. When you learn how to see the signs of lying, you become smarter about who you trust. This does not mean you stop trusting or become cold. It means you become wise and careful. You learn to save your trust for people who deserve it. You learn to protect your heart from those who would use lies to hurt you. Knowing how to spot a liar helps you build real, honest relationships. It helps you avoid fake friends who only want something from you. It helps you avoid fake partners who say the right words but do not mean them. It helps you avoid promises that sound good but are empty. These fake people can waste your time, energy, and feelings. They can make your life harder and more painful. But when you protect your trust, you create space for good people to enter your life. People who respect you, who tell the truth, and who care about your happiness. Your relationships become stronger because they are built on honesty and respect, not lies and false hopes. Think about Ethan's story. Ethan was kind and wanted to believe in the good in others. But because he didn't know the signs of lying, he lost a lot. He lost money, time, and trust. But once he learned how to see the truth, he stopped losing so much. He became stronger and wiser. He did not close his heart, but he guarded it. You can do the same. You can lose less and gain more. You can feel peace because you know you are protecting yourself. You will not be fooled by empty words or false promises. You will have the power to see the truth clearly even when others try to hide it. This skill is a gift you give yourself. It helps you live with confidence and safety. It helps you open your heart to the right people and close it to those who do not deserve it. And most importantly, it helps you build a life filled with honest, loving, and real connections. That is why learning to spot a liar is one of the most important lessons for your life. A story of strength. Remember Ethan, the kind man who once trusted too easily and lost a lot because of lies? After he learned how to spot the signs of a liar, Ethan began to rebuild his life with new strength and wisdom. He started a new business, but this time, things were different. Instead of trusting quickly, he took his time. He asked more questions and paid close attention to the people he worked with. Ethan learned that words can be easy to say, but actions tell the real story. So, when someone made big promises, Ethan did not just listen to their words. He watched how they behaved. He looked at their eyes, their body language, and how they answered his questions. He trusted slowly and carefully, building trust bit by bit, not all at once. One day, a man approached Ethan with a tempting offer. The man promised huge profits and quick success, just like Kyle had done before. But Ethan remembered his lessons. He didn't get excited or rush. Instead, he listened closely and watched carefully. He noticed things he had missed before. The man's eyes avoided his gaze, or when they met, the stare felt too hard and unnatural. The story was full of too many perfect details, and the man's smile looked forced and fake. Ethan asked simple questions to test the man's story. He asked where the money would come from, how the business would grow, and when the profits would arrive. He watched how the man's body moved. Did he fidget, touch his face, or show signs of nervousness? He noticed the small delays before answers, and the way the man repeated his questions back to buy time. Ethan saw the signs clearly. He felt the familiar tightness in his stomach, the warning his gut gave him. This time, he did not ignore it. He smiled politely, shook the man's hand firmly, and walked away. He did not waste his time, energy, or money on empty promises. He protected his future with the knowledge he had gained. Ethan's story shows us something important. Strength is not just about working hard. It is about learning, growing, and protecting yourself. It is about trusting your heart and your mind together. You can be kind and open, but also wise and careful. Just like Ethan, you can learn to see the truth behind the words. You can save yourself from pain and loss by paying attention to the signs of lying. You can build a life filled with honesty, respect, and real trust. The power to protect yourself is in your hands. You only need to watch, listen, and trust your gut. When you do, you become stronger, smarter, and ready for a better future. And that is a story worth living. Practical steps for you. Now that you know the signs to spot a liar, let's make this lesson practical. You can use these steps in your everyday life to protect yourself and build stronger relationships. These are simple actions, but when you practice them, they become powerful tools that help you see the truth more clearly. First, when someone tells you something important, don't be afraid to ask clear and direct questions. It is okay to want details and explanations. Honest people will appreciate your interest because they have nothing to hide. Pay close attention not just to their words, but also to how they answer. Do they seem comfortable or do they hesitate? Do they give you straight answers or try to avoid your questions? Asking clear questions is the first step to understanding if someone is being truthful. Next, listen carefully to what they say. Sometimes liars add too many details to make their story sound believable, or they give very few details to hide the truth. Both extremes can be a warning sign. Real stories are usually balanced. Enough information to understand what happened, but not so much that it feels like a rehearsed script. Learning to hear the difference between a natural story and a practiced one takes time, but it is very useful. Also, watch their eyes. Eye contact is important when you want to know if someone is telling the truth. Too little eye contact may mean they feel guilty or want to hide something, but too much eye contact can also be a sign they are trying too hard to convince you. Honest people have natural eye contact. They look at you when they speak, but also look away naturally when they think or remember. Notice their body language as well. Do they fidget with their hands, cover their mouth, or avoid looking at you? These small movements can show nervousness or discomfort. Liars often display signs of stress without knowing it. On the other hand, calm and relaxed body language usually means honesty. Most importantly, listen to your gut feeling. Your inner voice can sense when something is off, even if you cannot explain why. If you feel uneasy, pause and think before trusting fully. It's okay to take your time and observe more before making decisions or giving your trust. Do not ignore facts. If someone's words do not match their actions, trust what you see more than what you hear. Actions are harder to fake over time, so they reveal the real truth. Finally, build your strength slowly. No one becomes an expert overnight. The more you practice asking questions, watching signs, and trusting your feelings, the sharper you become. With time, you will learn to see the truth more clearly and protect yourself better. By using these practical steps, you give yourself the power to live with confidence, trust wisely, and avoid being hurt by lies. It's a skill that will serve you well in all parts of your life. Protect your peace. In the end, learning how to spot a liar is not about catching people or proving they are wrong just for fun. It is much more important than that. It is about protecting your peace. Your peace means feeling calm, safe, and strong inside. When you trust the right people, your heart feels light. When you trust the wrong people, your heart feels heavy and tired. That is why your trust is so valuable. You should give it wisely and carefully, not to everyone who asks. There will always be people in the world who lie. It is part of life, and sometimes it is hard to avoid. But the good news is this. You can protect yourself from being fooled by lies if you stay awake. Staying awake means being aware, paying attention, and using all the signs and lessons you have learned. It means trusting your eyes, your ears, and most of all, your gut feeling. When you stay awake and sharp, liars find it harder to trick you. You notice their small mistakes and hidden truths. You see when their stories do not fit or when their actions do not match their words. This awareness keeps your heart and mind safe from harm. It helps you make better choices about who to trust and who to keep at a distance. Protecting your peace is also about being kind to yourself. Sometimes, we want to believe the best in people because it feels good. But when someone lies, it hurts us deeply. Don't be hard on yourself if you were fooled before. Instead, learn from the experience and use that knowledge to stay safe next time. Remember, peace is more important than winning an argument or proving someone wrong. Peace means living your life with trust, but also with wisdom. It means feeling confident that you can handle whatever comes your way, even when people are not honest. So, guard your peace carefully. Give your trust to those who deserve it. Stay awake, stay sharp, and let your peace guide you through life. That is the strongest power you have. Your new power. Now you know the truth. Lies often hide in eyes that do not match the words spoken. They live in stories with too many details or no details at all. Lies tremble in nervous hands, quick fidgets, and forced smiles that do not reach the eyes. These signs are small, but they carry great meaning. They reveal what the mouth tries to hide. But here is the most important part. You are not blind anymore. You have learned to see beyond words. You can watch closely and listen carefully. You can trust yourself to know when something feels wrong. This is a new power, one that grows stronger every time you use it. Like Ethan, you can protect what you have worked hard to build. Whether it is your business, your friendships, or your dreams, you now have the strength to keep them safe. You will not let lies break what you value most. You will notice the signs before it is too late. This power does not make you mean or cold. It makes you wise and strong. It helps you stay kind but careful. You can still open your heart to people, but now you do it with eyes wide open. You can give trust slowly and thoughtfully, not too fast or too easy. You will save your heart from betrayal, the pain of broken promises, and the hurt of fake friends. You will keep your dreams safe from those who want to steal them with empty words. Your new power is the shield that guards your peace and your future. Remember, this skill is a gift you give yourself. It helps you live with confidence and peace. You can face the world with courage because you know how to see the truth clearly. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. So go forward with your new power. Watch, listen, and trust your inner voice. Protect your heart, your dreams, and your life. You are ready. You are strong. And you are wise. Final words. Remember this important truth. The truth does not need protection. It stands tall and strong all by itself. It does not hide or wear masks. Lies, on the other hand, need many layers, masks, and shadows to cover themselves. They try to hide in silence or confusion. But once you learn to see those masks and shadows, lies lose their power. They become weak and easy to recognize. So, stay kind, but never blind. Stay trusting, but never naive. It is good to believe in people and give them chances, but always keep your eyes open. And when you feel something is off, listen carefully to that feeling. Your gut knows more than you think. It gives you quiet warnings so you can protect yourself before the damage is done. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. And you are ready to see the truth, no matter what mask it wears. You have the power to protect your heart, your time, and your dreams from those who do not deserve them. Here on English Achieve, we want to help you grow this power every day. We want to help you learn not just English, but how to live wisely and confidently in a world full of challenges. Every lesson is designed to build your mind, your skills, and your strength. Thank you for watching and learning with us today. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep your trust safe. The world needs more people like you. People who are strong, awake, and true. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who needs this wisdom. Help them protect their peace and dreams, just like you are learning to do. And don't forget to subscribe to English Achieve for more lessons that build your mind, your English, and your power to live a better life. Remember, spotting a liar is not about catching others. It is about protecting yourself. Protect your peace, your time, and your dreams with this power. Use it well and wisely. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your heart strong. Your journey to becoming your best self has only just begun.